Vlogmas day number 2 in full effect. If you want to see how I created this cheetah print wreath, keep watching. And today, like I said, is a day number 2 of Vlogmas. So if you clicked on this video, you've already seen the thumbnail, and it turns out to be a really pretty door hanger. I got this unfinished wood round at Hobby Lobby. The original price was $15.99, but I think it was 40 or 50% off, and so that saved me a lot of money. And I had this old piece of tissue paper that I wanted to do kind of like a decoupage, Mod Podge. Well, that's what I'm using, but like a decoupage to see if it would even work on this wood round. So I gave it one very light coat of the polyurethane. It's the color espresso, but again, I did not heavily saturate it to get the espresso look, because I knew that this tissue paper was a lot lighter and I didn't want to give it too much of a heavy contrast. And because this door hanger will be on the outside of the door, I went in and applied some Mod Podge to actually stick the tissue paper to the wood round. And then I went over with a coat of Mod Podge. Now, if you choose to do this, do know that this is tissue paper, so you do have to be very careful when applying the Mod Podge, and it does kind of puckle up a little bit. In some spots, it did come out, and then others it did not. It almost looked like leather in some areas when I finished. But what I did was I just did a good coat over the entire top piece of this, because again, I know it's going to be outside and I do want to protect it as much as possible. And then I did also just, I took my time with this piece. This is definitely not how fast I was doing it. This is the actual, I just sped up the video because it would bore you if you watched the entire, I think it ended up being like 40-minute video. So after all of the Mod Podge had dried to my liking, while it was drying, I was kind of working on my silhouette to get the vinyl cuts out. But I took this little very thin piece of sanding paper or sandpaper, sanding paper. I took this small piece of sandpaper, and it is very important that when you're working with like things like this and you're attaching paper of any sort, you definitely want to go in a downward motion, because then it would allow that Mod Podge to remain adhered. And with the help of a little YouTube magic, magically the other side is now as smooth as the right side. So now going in with the Welcome to Our Home vinyl cut that I made on my silhouette. If you do not have access to vinyl, the Dollar Tree does carry letters, and that's another option that you can use. I've tried it before and it seemed to work very well. Another option is to go on Etsy. Sometimes creators will go ahead and cut out some pre-cuts, or sometimes allow you to customize your wording that you would like to have put on your sign. So like I said, this wreath is not your, well, actually door hanger. It's not your traditional door hanger. And to be perfectly honest with you, when I was making this video, I was going through my craft closet to absolutely use what I haven't used, because I have been on a DIY hiatus. So if you know, you know. But I was really shocked that my Mod Podge hadn't dried up and my brushes were still, ready to be used. So that's why I used this leopard print tissue paper, because I didn't want to do the I didn't want to make the traditional, getting tongue-tied. I didn't want to make the traditional door hanger. I wanted to do something just a little bit off the wall, and something to show that it doesn't take a lot to be creative. You just use what you have in your home. If you have napkins, use napkins. If you have tissue paper, use tissue paper, and then build your palette and your colors around what you already have within your home. I went back over with another coat of Mod Podge just to seal those letters down really well. Okay, so back in my craft closet, I have these 2 pieces of ribbon. Now, I will say this door hanger would a red ribbon just really would have just stood out. And I know that. And comment below if you feel the same way. But I was using what I had from my craft closet. And this is very easy to do. Just make an awareness ribbon and then pinch it down and just go like down, up, down, up, down, up till you get this little middle piece pinched together. And I use a zip tie to close that off so it would stay shut. And then I went in with my hot glue gun. Always be super careful with your hot glue. I have burned my hands so many times using hot glue, and my gun actually is a high and low setting. So I always work on a pretty low setting now since I've burned my hand. And speaking of burnt hands, do you guys, or have you guys noticed my new Thanksgiving tattoo right there on my right thumb? I actually went to get something out of the oven and I hit the top rack, and so now I have a tattoo. So comment below and let me know some things that I can potentially use to help the scarring there. I know that like aloe vera, some people have told me Mederma, just being consistent and putting something on it every day so it won't leave a scar. But I'm almost anxious to see how long, if I'm really truly being committed to putting something on it every day, if it will go away. It still is kind of sore, but for the most part, it is healing up, and I'm grateful for that. So here I'm just kind of fidgeting with this bow to try to get it to, or get my eyes to be happy with the way it looks. And I finally just go to glue it down. And when I put the biggest glob of glue, I realized after I stuck it that I never made the little middle piece to the bow, so the zip tie was still showing. So I had to hurry up and grab a piece of little scrap ribbon, fold it into thirds, and then wrap it around the bow to kind of close off the zip tie, because otherwise the zip tie just would have been free for everyone to see. So here's that, what I was telling you about. I just took this little scrap ribbon, folded it together, and pulled it up real quick before it stuck, and then went and put this little piece in to kind of camouflage the zip tie so you could not see that part. So how's the weather where you guys are located? I'm in Georgia, and right now it just started to, we were having like triple digit summers, and then it went to a pretend fall, and then it went back to summer again. And it is actually, it was 42 degrees this morning. And so I think it's starting to actually get a little cooler. I've actually a couple of days have worn some sweaters, which is nice. But yeah, comment below and let me know what the weather is like where you are. Okay, so now that I've fixed the bow debacle, I almost dropped it at one point. I mean, I don't know. I haven't crafted in so long, you guys. I had to take a break because, being a mom and working full time and being a wife and doing all the in between, and then trying to like create videos and just coming up with creative ideas and just doing all the things, it was just so much. And I was starting to get burnt out on it. And I do love being an inspiration to others and educating and helping others. But I also know that you cannot pour from an empty pitcher. So I had to take a little time off and just get back to doing it because I love doing it, not because it was almost like a second job for me. Because creating videos, you guys, it's a lot. If you are a content creator, please comment below and just, verify what I'm saying. If I'm not speaking the truth, then maybe it's just me, but I will tell you, like, you have to create the content, you have to edit, then you have to voice over, and then you have to make sure everything goes through in a timely manner. And it can be a lot. So it's not for the weak, that's for sure. And clearly me and my posting schedule, I must be weak. But I will say, doing it this way and just doing it whenever I can and whenever I want to has proven to be a little bit better for me. I've just been kind of going back and forth with different things, and You know, I may cook something, I may bake something, I may grow something. And I do like I do like that a lot, where I can just do what I want to do and I'm not stuck to just doing one thing. And I know that many of you guys started with me when I was doing the DIYs and Dollar Tree, this and that. And I'm thankful that you are still here. Hopefully that you're loving the content. Hopefully that everything that I'm doing now is kind of just showing you just different avenues of living life with lawn. Yeah, so now that I've just spilled my whole life over my life, my story to you guys, basically what I was doing while I was telling you about the ups and downs of living life with lawn and just creating videos, I dovetail the ends, and now I'm just kind of placing these where I want them to be. So what I would recommend if you are new to bow making, make sure that you use a wired bow, a wired ribbon, because it allows for you to bend it and move it to where you want it to be. You can use a ribbon without wire, but it is a little more challenging. And especially if you are new to bow making, it can make it become very frustrating at times. I'm going in with some of these little picks that I got from Hobby Lobby a few years ago. They are glittery eucalyptus, I want to say. Again, I know for full fact that a red bow would have just made this wreath stand out. But I will say this is also interchangeable, because once Christmas is over, these glittery eucalyptus can be taken off, and then we can put some more everyday florals on there. So I added these little cherry balls in there, and this is how it turned out. I love it. I hope you guys love it too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for joining me for day 2 of Vlogmas. And remember, if you're not living life with lawn, then you're missing out. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.